very pleasant Tuesday evening here on the north side of Chicago. WGN Sports brings you Chicago Cubs baseball. The Cubs go for their first 3-game winning streak of the season, and we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. And hi again, everyone. Bob Brenly and Len Casper. The weather seems to be turning, and the bats are now really busting it open, Bob. 3 homers last night for the Cubs. They got off to a very slow start in that department, but it has really picked up.
Yeah, through the first few weeks of the season, it seemed like if Brian LaHare wasn't at the plate, the Cubs had no chance of hitting a ball in the seats, but that has really changed over the last 8 ball games. They're slugging it not only out of the ballpark, but into the gaps. A lot of activity, a lot of traffic on the bases. And the good news is Alfonso Soriano still hasn't hit his first yet, and you know he's going to hit some.
Ryan Dempster's still without a win. He's made 4 starts. His ERA is under 1. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. I don't know if I've ever seen Ryan Dempster throw the ball as well as he has in the early going this season. In just over 28 innings of work, he's struck out a batter an inning. He's given up a hit every other inning. I don't know how he could do much better than he has.
Rookie right-hander Randall Delgado will make his Wrigley Field debut. Hasn't been that good this year, but his best start was his last one.
Yeah, needed some help in that last one. His teammates didn't score any runs for him. Good fastball, good changeup, developing breaking pitch.
And the Central Division, it's very early. The Cubs playing their 30th game here tonight, but with a win they could possibly end up in 3rd place. It's bunched up in the Central. Last night, Jeff Samardzija was excellent once again as the Cubs took game 1 by a score of 5-1. We'll have the middle game next. Great times are waiting. Designated driver. Pepsi Max. Visit MLB.com/Pepsi Max for your chance to play ball against some of the greatest baseball legends of all time. The games begin at MLB.com/Pepsi Max. The Illinois Lottery. Do you believe in the power of possibility? The Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. And by Ford, manufacturers of more fuel-efficient vehicles than any other brand. Check them out at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Braves lead the majors in runs, but they got only one last night. Michael Bourne starts it. Prado, Freeman, McCann, Dan Uggla, the second baseman. Chipper Jones, couple of hits last night. Jason Hayward homered. Tyler Pasternicki, the rookie shortstop, and Randall Delgado, the pitcher.
And let's check out how the Cubs take the field defensively tonight behind Ryan Dempster. Brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. It'll be Soriano, Campana, and DeJesus once again, left to right across the outfield. Stewart and Castro once again on the left side. Adrian Cardenas getting his first start for the Cubs at second base tonight. He'll be playing alongside Brian LaHare on the right side. Giamatti Soto catching for Ryan Dempster.
And he starts Bourne with a strike. The 35-year-old righty has been excellent. It's been a struggle in his career against the Braves. 2-12 lifetime. He makes his 363rd Cub appearance here tonight. There's a chopper that backs up LaHare briefly, and he'll step on the bag for the first out. It'll bring up Martin Prado. Cubs have won 3 of 4 on this homestand. As I mentioned in the open, they're trying to win their 3rd game in a row for the first time this season. And ball 1 to Prado. Well, the fog is finally gone.
That was bizarre last night at the end of that ball game. It was getting thicker by the minute. But here's we're going to have no issues with the fog tonight.
We were getting close to a possible fog delay in the 9th inning. 66 degrees and improving. Another foul that'll get back to the seats. First base side. 1-2. Dempster making his second start since returning from the disabled list. Missed a couple of starts with a quad strain. Didn't bother him in his last outing. 8 shutout innings at Cincinnati and a no decision. And a base hit for Martin Prado.
Martin Prado very close to getting a call from the Audubon Society there. That line drive perilously close to one of the birds exploring the shallow left field area.
Here's Freddie Freeman. Cooled off a bit last night. 0 for 3 with a walk. And a hard line out up the middle to the shortstop Starlin Castro in that key 8th inning. With 2 men on and nobody out. Carlos Marmol eventually got out of that inning with no damage done. Freeman was the player of the week in the National League last week. There's Dempster's 0-1. It's a slider off the plate inside.
I think that's an area you have to be very careful with Freddie Freeman and off-speed pitches. I mentioned it last night. A lightning quick bat. Recognizes pitches very quickly. Don't want to make too many mistakes on that inside part of the plate with off-speed pitches.
Swing and a miss. It's a catcher, Brian McCann, the cleanup man on deck. Inside, 2-2. Mentioned the amount of Cubs appearances. And Ryan makes his next start. He will tie Bill Lee for 8th on the all-time Cubs games pitched list. Bill Lee did it back in the 30s and 40s. 364.
Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader Omar Ramos and Hector Fabregas on the call.
We'll see if Prado's on the move on a 3-2. He is. Foul tip, strike 3, throw to second, safe.
Sounded like Freeman might have foul tipped that ball directly into Giovanni Soto's glove. Got rid of it quickly. Throw was just on the short stop side of the bag at second, giving Prado enough room to slide in safely. Occasionally on that foul tip into the mitt, you don't come out of the glove cleanly. You reach in there to find the baseball. You end up with a changeup grip or a slider grip and don't get a good throw.
So he's in scoring position, and Brian McCann with 3 Cub infielders on the right side of second base, and a foul strike. Rough night for McCann last night, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. The guy behind him had the same line, Dan Uggla. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. This has not been a favorable matchup for the Braves' perennial all-star catcher. Blocked by Soto. That's why career record for a starting pitcher, especially a veteran like Ryan Dempster, against a certain team can be misleading. Brian McCann was not with the Braves in 2000, 2001 when Dempster was the ace of the Florida Marlins.
Personnel changes rather quickly in the game today.
3 balls and a strike. First base open, right-handed hitter on deck. Full count. Dan Bellino, Chicago native, calling balls and strikes tonight.
Quite sure what that pitch was. Either a slider that didn't break too much or a split finger he took a little bit off of. Whatever it was, he floated it in there for a called strike on a hitter's count.
Line right to Brian LaHare for the final out. Braves don't score. Cubs coming up against Randall Delgado. baseball. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. DeJesus, Campana, Castro, LaHair, Soriano with good numbers against the Braves. Ian Stewart homered last night. He's heating up. Soto, Cardenas, his first major league start, and the pitcher Dempster.
Quick look at the Braves defensively tonight. Prado in left field, Bourne in center. A couple amazing defensive plays from Michael Bourne last night. Jason Hayward over in right field. Chipper Jones, future Hall of Famer, at third base. Tyler Pasternicki and Dan Ugla will make up the double play combo up the middle. Freddie Freeman at first base. Ryan McCann behind the dish for right-hander Randall Delgado. Look at his numbers on the season. I mentioned pretty good fastball, pretty good straight changeup. His slider / slurve is kind of a work in progress. Some games he's had it, other games he has not had it.
6'3", 200 pounds from Las Tablas, Panama. Woo! 92 on the fastball to DeJesus. David's had a good homestand. 4 hits, including a double and a triple, 5 walks. He scored 3 runs. Campana and Castro to follow here in the opening inning. Delgado facing all these Cubs hitters for the first time in his young career. Keep in touch. You can email us at lenonbob@tribune.com. Also find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. This is one of those nights, Bob, you've talked about many times when DeJesus and Campana, guys like that right at the top, go back into the dugout. Guys are asking him, what's he got? Right?
A quick scouting report. Certainly the Cubs have had some video, but until you actually get in that batter's box.
Nice play by Freeman for the out.
Until you get in that box and actually see the arm angle, you see the release point, you see the kind of movement that a pitcher has, and the best report you can get is from your teammates at the top of the order. Plays it off to the side, able to make the pick and hustle over to first base for the first out of the bottom half of the inning. Very similar to the first out of the ball game. Brian LaHair picked one and got the out himself at first base.
Tony Campana, the center fielder. Great running catch. Late last night in the 9th inning, in that thick fog, he said the final out when Matt Diaz swung and missed, he didn't know where the ball was. It was in Giovanni Soto's glove.
That's a good thing.
He saw foul balls going back toward the grandstand, and he said they were completely lost in the haze.
Well, if it got much worse, Dale Swaim could have gone to Rafael Dolis, a ground ball pitcher. That way you make sure the ball stays under the fall.
Punch foul and out of play. Well, along those lines, Bob, about a pitcher you haven't seen. If you could have had one previous at bat against a pitcher or video of 10 at bats of that pitcher, which would you rather have? Would you always take the personal experience versus the video?
For me personally, yeah. Some guys would probably rather see as many pitches, as many at bats as possible. I always preferred to see it myself.
Chipper Jones throws out Campana. 2 quick outs, and it's Starlin Castro. It's always a fine line. There are a lot of managers and hitting coaches who definitely want their guys to generally stay on the bench and watch that pitcher work with your own eyes, as opposed to going back to the video room in between at bats and innings and looking at your at bats.
Especially if they're bad at bats. You don't want to reinforce a negative. If a guy has carved you up in your first at bat against him in your career, what's the point in going up and looking at that and reinforcing it in your mind, seeing the pictures of a bad at bat? Let it go and move on to the next one.
Castro is the only Cub to have started all 30 games. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that is a nasty changeup from Delgado. We were told he had a good fastball. We've seen it in the low 90s with some sinking action, but man, that changeup just disappears.
Good battle. Couple of, quote, kids, 22 years old. And a fly ball out into center field. It's Michael Bourne underneath, and Delgado with a 1-2-3 opening inning. No score on a beautiful night here in Chicago. Country on WGN America know that during every Cubs home game this season, you go to channel 780 or high definition channel 1780, you can see a special multi-view presentation that shows you all our different live camera angles here at Wrigley Field. It's pretty cool. So if you want to direct the game along with Skip Ellison, give a look to AT&T UVerse channel 780 or HD channel 1780. 2-0 count. Dan Uggla. Now 2-1. And lined over Cardenas. You see the Cubs over shifting against Uggla, who still picks up a leadoff single.
Hey fans, don't miss the action as the Cubs host the Braves tomorrow right here at Wrigley Field. Game time is 1:20, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive an exclusive limited edition Ryan Dempster bobblehead dog, compliments of Pepsi. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
We also want to remind fans there are still spots available for the 3rd annual Dempster Casino Night for the Dempster Family Foundation. Go to DempsterFoundation.org for tickets. It's tomorrow night at the Palmer House Hilton in downtown Chicago. Chipper Jones. There's one out to right center, and it's Campana to make the play. One away.
You see two fielders coming together. Both have their arm in the air. Both are calling for it. You just hope that eventually the proper guy will give way. And in that instance, the captain of the outfield is the center fielder. Tony Campana makes the play. Hasn't always been that way around Wrigley Field in recent years. Outfielders have come together many times out there, but David DeJesus does the right thing. Give way.
Jason Hayward, who hit a home run last night, supplying the only run for the Braves. He's been very comfortable here early on in his career at Wrigley Field. 2-0.
Yeah, he put a charge on one last night. Whew. See Jeff Samardzij's reaction. He knew where that one was headed. He might have been comfortable in that at bat, but he wasn't so comfortable in his third at bat when he got plunked in the back of his right shoulder with a pitch.
He set off a chain reaction, didn't he?
Yeah, an odd chain reaction. I mean, Reed Johnson got hit up high near the neck on the back of his left shoulder. Then Hayward got plunked. Derek O'Flaherty then hit David DeJesus. Benches were worn. Freddie Gonzalez was ejected. It seemed like an odd overreaction last night. That one was scary right there. Headed right for Reed Johnson's helmet. He was able to get out of the way.
And this was like the third pitch. Yeah. All of the pitches in that at bat were inside.
He missed him on the first two, but got him on the third one.
The DeJesus turned that into a pretty key insurance run. Freddie Gonzalez in his second year as the Braves manager. Well respected. He took over for Bobby Cox. Ugla goes, swing and a miss, strike three, and the throw got him on the tag. The throw tailed toward the right, but Castro was able to tag Ugla on his way through. Inning over. I think that the other great part about his start, Bob, we knew he would hit at least a little bit. I mean, he's been, as Theo Epstein was quoted, Ruthian. And might not be able to keep up this particular pace. but defensively, he really has not been a liability. He's not going to win a Gold Glove at first, but he's been very good at picking balls out of the dirt. You just ask him to make the plays on balls hit at him and save a few throwing errors. And he's done that.
And last night in the ball game, his first 2 at bats, first time up, he flied out to the warning track in center field on the first pitch he saw, and then in his second at bat, he homered on the first pitch he saw. I think he's kind of getting a feel for what teams are trying to do against him. Normally very patient, like we're seeing in this at bat. Really keyholes that opposing pitcher and looks for one particular pitch early in the at bat. If he doesn't get it, he's willing to work a deep count. Last night he went up there to ambush Tommy Hanson, looking for that first pitch fastball close to the zone, and he was letting it fly.
And he takes a leadoff walk. Cub fans, make sure you check out our WGN Baseball blog at WGNTV.com. It's brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, nationwide agent serving the area for 33 years. Contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. You can get details on the inaugural Hot Stove Cool Music Chicago benefit concert. We are very excited about this show coming up. There's a breaking ball strike on Alfonso Soriano. The Hot Stove Cool Music event has gone on for many years in Boston, but the Red Sox are coming to town in mid-June, and we've got Peter Gammons coming in, the Smashing Pumpkins, the Figs, Jenny D and the Delinquents, members of Buffalo Tom. We're all going to be over at Metro, right up the street on Clark. So we encourage you to come on out. Tickets go on sale at noon Central Time on Saturday. They're only $50. The proceeds will help support Cubs charities and the foundation to be named later, which is Theo Epstein's foundation, and serving disadvantaged youth. It's going to be a great, great night. June 14th. Soriano strikes out, one away here in the second. And we're going to try to get you to get that guitar out of mothballs once again.
EAD, EDA, DAE, any combination. I could pound those 3 chords.
We got it. Jeff Garland, Mike O'Malley, Joel Murray will be the MCs. We'll have some laughs. It'll be a night of rock and roll, comedy, baseball. We've got it all for you. It's going to be the place to be to kick off Cubs Red Sox weekend. Ian Stewart hitting the ball hard as he had been for the previous couple of weeks, but now seeing some positive results. Two and one.
And that's so important at some point to start to see some results. You can only go back to that dugout so many times and have your hitting coach and your manager and your teammates say, hey, hang with him, stay right there. Sooner or later, you want to see some numbers on that batting average. You want to start filling up that box score and doing things to help your team win games.
Knocked down by Freeman, and he will have time to get Stewart. But here now at second, 2 outs.
Hey, Cubs fans, if you want to manage a game along with Dale Swaim, log on to WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Happy birthday, Dorothy. 86 years old. Wouldn't want to be sitting behind her tonight necessarily, but
Dorothy has her Cubs hat underneath the birthday hat, and she wears the Cubs hat every day, but the fans behind her are glad it's only her birthday one day a year.
Liz has her scorecard with her. Nice night for Gio last night. Insurance 2-run homer in the 8th inning.
And talking about Ian Stewart seeing some results, it was good for Giovanni Soto to see some immediate results last night. Did a lot of video work, looked at the seasons when he had his best offensive years and tried to see if he was doing anything differently than he had been doing in the early going this year, and decided to get back into more of a crouch, a little bit more of an exaggerated crouch, use his legs a little bit more. And then came out in the ball game last night, hit the ball hard 3 times, including that home run to straightaway center field.
That one off his front foot. LaHair at second. He led off the inning with a walk. Now they're 2 down. Delgado's 2-2 pitch. Late swing by Soto, but he's still alive. A separation in the division going into play tonight. St. Louis at 18-11 leads the way. The Reds 15-13, 2.5 out. Everybody else within 1 game of one another. Houston, Pittsburgh, the Cubs, and Milwaukee. Brewers have lost 3 in a row. Cubs are tied with Milwaukee for 5th. Emergency swing there by Soto. We'll see the Brewers this weekend in Milwaukee. They're banged up. But today they announced contract extensions for the general manager Doug Melvin and manager Ron Renicky. Melvin now locked in through 2015. Renicky through 2014 with a club option for that next season. Andy Pettitte will return to the Yankees this weekend against Seattle. See those contract extensions. And Brad Penny has been released after 1 start in Japan. Huh.
That didn't take long.
Makes you wonder if he's headed back to the States to hook on with a big league team.
Good battle here. Yeah, Giovanni Soto continuing to foul off those borderline pitchers' pitches, stay alive in the at bat. You mentioned that emergency swing, and we've laughed about it in the past. The last instant you see that pitch is going to be close to the strike zone. Can't really put a good swing on it, so you take kind of an awkward emergency swing just to get a piece of and stay alive. And now he's starting to get some better swings.
Called strike 3. So they'll chat about it. Inning over.
ball game. Two of the fastest center fielders in the ball game last night. Michael Bourne streaking from his position in right center field to take away extra bases from Giovanni Soto right up against the vines. And then later in the ball game, Tony Campana not only covering a ton of ground but battling that fog we talked about to take extra bases away from Tyler Pasternicki. Boy, two center fielders, you can't do it any better than that. See what's possible with AT&T UVerse high-speed internet. AT&T, rethink possible.
Here is Pasternicki and the 0-1 from Ryan Dempster. He went. So says Jerry Lane. 0-2. Called strike 3.
Dan Bellino with a generous strike zone on that outside corner, as Giovanni Soto can attest to. Little comeback sinker that time, just does catch the edge of the corner. Edge of the corner? Is there an edge on the corner?
Yeah, absolutely. Delgado with one hit in his career. 1 for 18. This is baseball weather. Very pleasant. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 4 strikeouts. First time through the order for Dempster.
Well, and one thing I've been marveling at with Ryan Dempster in the early going this season, there were times in the past, even when he was going good, that he would throw a splitter that would sail up there head high to a batter, go to the backstop. Occasionally he'd bounce a slider way over in the left-handed batter's box. But this year, unless he wants to throw a ball out of the strike zone, he has been fantastic with his command of his 3 basic pitches: the sinker, the slider, the splitter.
Big slider that time. 0-2 on Michael Bourne, who's hitting .416 against righties this year.
I think in the case of last season, Ryan had some blister issues that he didn't want people to know about. He tried to work his way through it. And I think occasionally that explains some of those pitches that sailed to the bricks. But so far, so good. Knock on wood this year.
Bourne led the big leagues last season with 61 stolen bases. It was combined with Houston and Atlanta.
And Michael Bourne was a really good pickup for the Braves. They needed some kind of energy, some kind of offense other than driving the ball out of the ballpark, and Michael Bourne is one of those guys. He gets on base, he creates havoc, changes the game, changes the defense, can steal himself into scoring position.
There's Prado on deck. Stewart will make the grab in front of Starlin Castro. They go down in order for the first time.
drinking Busch Light.
Left-handed hitting Adrian Cardenas with his second big league at bat. And he is 0 for 2. He pinch hit last night and lined out. Brings up Ryan Dempster.
Cardenas maybe being understandably a little overly aggressive in his first at bat of the ball game here tonight, but throughout his minor league career he's always been a pretty patient hitter. He takes his walks, doesn't strike out a whole lot. He just wants to get on the board.
It's interesting, Ryan Dempster does not have a sacrifice bunt attempt to start this season. One of the Cubs' best bunters. He had one in his last start last year. But went 8 starts before that without one. Diving stop, Chipper Jones, and he will get it. Come on, Chipper.
Come on. Any way for a veteran to treat another veteran. Chipper playing even with the baseline, possibly expecting Dempster to try to bunt for a base hit. Dive to his right. Chipper never looks like he's in a hurry to do anything. Always very much in control, knows exactly how much time he has to make the play, and a little sidearm flip across the diamond for the out.
He missed it last night or didn't know it. He has announced that this will be his final big league season. He's 40 and off to a really good start. DeJesus with 2 outs, nobody on, taking his time digging in after the pitcher grounded out.
I always wondered why guys announce their retirement at the beginning of the season. Unless he wants to get the rocking chairs and the fishing poles and all the goodies as he travels around the National League one last time.
That's a good question. My guess would be in Chipper's case, and I think every situation is different, is he's a very honest guy and always has been with the media. Has not been particularly guarded with his comments. So I think if he knew he was going to hang it up and everybody around him was going to ask him, he just had to be honest. DeJesus hooks one into the right field corner. It should go for extra bases. That's the Cubs' first hit and their second base runner against Delgado. Well, they have 19 doubles now in their last 9 games. This team starting to show some extra base power.
Nice swing by David DeJesus, second time through the order here. The Cubs, as we mentioned, had never seen Delgado before tonight, so maybe in the process of working his way through all 9 Cubs batters, deciphered something in his delivery, or at least they know better now how his pitches are going to move.
The changeup. Campana did not make the opening day roster, but came here when Marlon Byrd was dealt. Actually, he was already here. And now getting an opportunity after Byrd was traded to Boston. He's making the most of it.
couple of tough games in Cincinnati, but other than that, been doing his job, getting on base, making things happen with his legs, playing stellar defense in the outfield.
Swing and a miss, got him on the change to end the inning. Scoreless after 3 from Wrigley.
Want and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Cubs. For more information, visit Cubs.com/StubHub.
Prado 1 for 1 with a stolen base. Braves with 2 hits, the Cubs with 1, but neither team has scored to this point. Lined into right. Prado 2 for 2. Now, these two franchises have been battling since the dawn of the National League. It was the Chicago White Stockings and the Boston Red Caps back in 1876. They were then the Bean Eaters, the Doves, the Rustlers, the Bees, and finally the Braves. Started in Boston, went to Milwaukee, landed in Atlanta in 1966. And put together a stretch of division titles that probably will never be topped. 1991 to 2005, 14 consecutive years, not counting 94. Line to Castro. It's the second time Freddie Freeman has lined into the shift. Did it last night in a key spot in the 8th inning.
Yeah, nearly turned it into a double play last night. That ball's hit right over the head of Ryan Dempsey. 99 times out of 100. This is a base hit. But Starlin Castro standing right on the spot. Bobbled that ball briefly as he tried to get it out of his glove. One thing that shift will do too occasionally is fool a base runner.
Sure.
Prado on over there at first base. He sees a line drive right over the mound. He assumes that's a base hit into center field. You get him to take an extra step or two. Might be able to double him off on a line drive like that.
in on the hands of Brian McCann. And since the Braves' run of division titles ended in 2006, they have been to the postseason just one time. Thought they were a shoo-in last year. You know, the first team ever to blow an 8-game September lead in a playoff race. You had that unbelievable final day of the season when the Rays passed the Red Sox and the Cardinals jumped over the Braves. Well, I guess if they had changed the rules with the new CBA a year before that, they both would have been in with the extra wild card. They were 9-18 in September.
Sort of tried to buy a pitch right there, but it's just a little too far off the corner even for Dan Bellino.
Campana makes a catch as the barrel of that bat ended up near the backstop.
McCann now 0 for 14 lifetime against Ryan Dempster. Really got tied up on that pitch up and in. Broke his bat badly. A little soft floater into shallow center for an easy out.
So 2 outs and it's Ugla who singled and then was caught stealing. And a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Put a quick bow on the Braves' history. They won 1 World Championship as the Boston Braves, 1914, 1 in Milwaukee, 1957, and believe it or not, only 1 as the Atlanta Braves. That long run ended up producing just 1 World Championship in 1995. They got to the World Series a bunch.
And I think there are some people out there, Len, that think that takes away from what the Braves were able to accomplish during that run. For me personally, it doesn't take anything away from it. That kind of domination for that length of time, just getting to the postseason is hard in this game. Grinding through a regular season, just getting to the postseason that many years in a row is an accomplishment in and of itself. The 1 World Championship was just a cherry on the sundae. I'm sure they would have liked to win a few more championships, but for me, it doesn't take anything away from what they accomplished.
And I also think it really is an example of how random October can occasionally be. These are pretty short series when you compare it to a 162 game grind. The best team over that long haul does not always win. I think you could say that about last year. That's a strike. Woo! 2-2. I think it was John Smoltz. One of the best quotes I've ever heard. Talking about John Schuerholz when he was the general manager. It's his job to help us get to the postseason, and then it's up to us as players. The front office is done once we get to October. We got to do it. Can't make a trade in the division series. To bolster your team, you're pretty much locked in at that point. Well, let's also remember 91. If it weren't for Jack Morris, John Smoltz was great in Game 7. The Braves probably win that World Series. Jim Leyritz hit the big home run, was at 96 to turn that World Series around. Runner goes on the 3-2 with 2 outs and a base hit. I don't know how Ugla snuck it through. He hit it really hard, but Stewart and Castro really bunched together over there on the left side. First and third now, 2 outs for Chipper.
And Dan Ugla knows Popeye-like forearms. When he gets that bat out in front of home plate and gets some topspin on a hard ground ball, it'll scoot through that left side in a hurry. Stewart didn't even react to his left. He knew he couldn't get there. Starlin Castro tried with a dive, but the ball was by him like a shot.
The Braves have 4 hits. Prado 2, Ugla 2. Dempster has retired everybody else, including Jones on a fly ball to center. Out of the left center this time, and caught by Soriano. Nicely done. Alfonso Soriano has been a much improved left fielder, and he just saved a run. We stay scoreless in the 4th.
Tony Campana had a long run to get there, and that ball was slicing away from Campana the entire time, but it was slicing back toward Soriano. Nice play.
Foul ball off Starlin Castro's front foot. We'll give a shout out to Gerald and Jesse Thean watching on WGN America. Ooh, that one got him above the foot, maybe on the shin. Ottumwa, Iowa. The Theans watching tonight. That's a strike. Wade Grant is watching on WGN America from Glasgow, Montana.
We'll go back to Ottumwa. Wasn't that the home of Radar O'Reilly on MASH?
Sounds right. Broken back grounder, bobbled by Jones. Save at first. That's an error on Chipper Jones.
On the play on Ryan Dempster, I said Chipper Jones never seems to be in a hurry, but that time he had to hurry. He mishandled that ball initially. Rattled around, dropped to the ground. He knows he's got to get it across there in a hurry, but Starlin Castro hustling all the way down that line. Gets himself on base to start the inning. Rare occurrence here. Brian LaHare making his way to the plate with a teammate on base.
Good to see. Happy 64th birthday to our good friend Melvin Gunn. Good security guards here at Wrigley. And a nice note from Connie Link. Lives in Michigan City, Indiana. She and her husband are celebrating their 50th year anniversary.
And they don't need any advice from me. That's for sure. They've got it figured out. But for those of you who would like to get to 50 years, I would recommend that you gentlemen practice this phrase and use it often. Out at first base. Yes, dear. You're right. I'm sorry.
And with that, we take a look at our Ford upcoming Cubs schedule. The homestand wraps up tomorrow afternoon. Cubs will have a much needed off day Thursday and then start a road trip in Milwaukee. It's a 5-game trip. 3 in Milwaukee, 2 in St. Louis. We're on WGN. Friday night at 7. Ford, manufacturers of more fuel efficient vehicles than any other brand. Check them out at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. Lined past Pat Listash, who's probably a good 20 to 25 feet closer to home plate with that runner at second than he normally would be.
Yeah, normally with Soriano or any right-handed pull hitter at the plate, Pat Listash would be as far away from home plate as he could possibly get. But right now he needs to be in a good position to help Brian LaHair should Soriano hit that ball into the outfield. Pat Listash will run right along that third base line with Brian LaHair toward home plate, hopefully waving him on home.
Delgado, one of many good young arms in the Braves organization. Should be in good shape for many years to come. That'll be foul.
Hey fans, stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Captain Morgan. Raise your glass, always in moderation, to life, love, and loot. WWE professional wrestler CM Punk leading the crowd in the 7th inning stretch today. I hope he doesn't put a anaconda vice on you, partner, when he gets up here. It's one of his signature moves.
Yep. I prefer the GTS after the game. That's the go to sleep. Three and 2 on Soriano. "22-year-old Randall Delgado." He walked him. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. No hits in the inning, an error and a walk. Cubs threatening 2 on. And only 1 out. First time they've had multiple base runners as Ian Stewart takes ball 1.
Ian Stewart, the second part of a back-to-back home run inning for the Cubs last night. Pitched down and in right in his happy zone.
Ended up being a game winner. Made it 2-1. The Cubs never trailed after that.
And you may notice that close-up shot of Ian Stewart's face. If I'm not mistaken, he wears eye black every game. Day game, night game, makes no difference. And you may ask why, but I'll tell you, sometimes the lights, especially at third base, there's a big bank of lights on the first base side of the field. You get a little bit of glare off the white dirt on the baselines.
And he strikes out on the changeup, which has been the go-to pitch for Delgado tonight when he's needed to make one.
And he's got a really good straight changeup. Same arm action as the fastball. Floats it up there about 10 miles per hour slower than his heater. Gets Stewart way out in front. That eye black thing could just be habit too. Some guys just feel comfortable wearing the eye black. Talked about that in the past. Wristbands, long johns, and different things that you become accustomed to as a player, and it just doesn't feel right when you don't have them on.
Oh, 1 to Soto. Low 1-1. Somebody stop Josh Hamilton. 3 home runs tonight. He's 4 for 4, 6 RBIs, 14 total bases as the Rangers are blasting the Orioles 8-1 in the 7th. He has 13 on the year. And he's hitting .400. Hamilton started the night at .376. Two and 2 to Soto. Jeff Samardzija in a pretty good stretch right now. He has been really good in his last 3 starts in particular. Inside 3-2.
Slip off the mound that time by Delgado. He's going to paw at the dirt there and really fell toward the first base side. His catcher Brian McCann kind of looked out there and gave him the thumbs up and kind of asking, "Are you okay?" And Delgado waved him off. Right back up on the rubber.
Swing and a miss. Is that the changeup?
Yep.
Oh, man, that's 5 punch-outs. Bank, member FDIC. Jason Hayward hitting 7th, but leading off this Braves 5th. Third big league season. And that will land fair and go all the way to the wall in the corner. And Hayward's going to make the turn. Cardenas' throw is way late. That's a triple to start the inning.
It almost looked like Hayward was sitting on some kind of an off-speed pitch right there. Waited on that splitter, pulled it down into the right field corner, and for a big man, he runs extremely well. No hesitation whatsoever. Motored around first, one quick peek over his shoulder, decides to turn the bag and head on to third. In on his belly with no play at third base.
Cubs will move their infield in a little bit all around, not all the way in on the grass. Pastor-Nicky sends a fly ball out toward DeJesus. Hayward ready to tag. There he comes. And the throw to the plate. Not in time. A little stutter step move by Hayward as he stayed on his feet. And Pastor-Nicky gets a sac fly, and it's 1-0 Braves.
Now DeJesus tried to stay behind that ball as best he could, but it was hit into deep right field. That's one time you don't really need a cutoff man. Just air it out all the way to the plate, which David did. And Giovanni Soto with a nice decoy at home plate. I think that's why Hayward came in standing up. He didn't think there was going to be a play at the dish, and Gio dropped that foot in there at the last minute. That caused Hayward to stutter step.
And Delgado with a base hit. And Soriano with another nice play keeps Delgado to a single.
That ball looks like it's headed for the bricks. Soriano gets over there. Nice backhanded play. Gathers himself and hustles it back into second base to hold the Braves pitcher to a single.
Terry Pendleton had to tell Randall Delgado, this isn't softball. You can actually take a lead. It's like a half a foot off the bag. There he goes.
He's getting out into no man's land now.
0-2 on Bourne. This has been a very typical Ryan Dempster game. Very low scoring on both ends. First 4 starts plus his teammates have given him 7 runs total in support. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. So Bourne out, 2 gone, and it'll bring up Prado, who's already 2 for 2. Strike.
Yeah, and Martin Prado is one of those guys that kind of flies under the radar with the Atlanta Braves. He's had some really good seasons down in Atlanta, but because of a lot of their other superstar caliber players, he just kind of goes unnoticed, except by his managers.
DeJesus will retire Prado. There's now 2 for 3, and the Braves get the first run, 1-0. Third Bank, the Curious Bank. Member FDIC.
Hey, Len, we want to send get well wishes to a guy that just joined the fraternity. Jerry Farr down in Phoenix watching the ball game tonight. Just got himself a new knee.
Oh, that fraternity, okay.
Well, you haven't joined it and probably won't, but for those of us who are sporting titanium and plastic knees, Jerry, welcome to the club.
Cardenas, Dempster, DeJesus. Cubs trail 1-0. He had a really good spring and was hitting over 300 at Iowa. Blake DeWitt was a victim of the flu bug. He didn't have the flu, but a lot of his teammates did. So the Cubs had to make a roster move to get Travis Wood a start on Sunday. And then to replenish the bench, Cardenas got the call yesterday. It up. Cannon drifts into fair territory.
Hey, fans, couldn't get tickets to the Red Sox or Cardinals series at Wrigley? Cubs Destination has spots available for these highly anticipated matchups. All standard packages include great tickets, first-class hotel accommodations, a special Cubs gift bag, a tour of the ballpark, and as if that's not enough, a private meet and greet with a current Cubs player. For more information, visit Cubs.com.
Dempster with one out. And Chipper Jones will get him for the second time. Travis Wood went 2 for 2 on Sunday. The rest of the Cubs pitching staff has combined to go 2 for 53. Actually, the Iowa Cubs pitching staff in general has been really good. How about their game yesterday? They were being no hit into the 6th inning by Alex Sanabria of New Orleans. With 2 outs in the 6th, Casey Coleman broke up a perfect game with a double. The I-Cubs would later win the game on an 8th inning balk, 1-0.
Wow.
Coleman's hitting .444. Outside ball 1 to DeJesus.
Well, if you look at the Cubs pitchers who've had at bats in the ball or in the season rather, you know, Dempster, he is what he is, not a great hitter. He'll make contact. Matt Garza has a hit. Mahalam, Volstad, Samardzija all hitless. Really, the only one that surprised me is Samardzija. I think he's got a chance to do some damage with the bat this year. The rest of the guys, I don't know.
Jeff hit one onto Waveland during batting practice today. The 2-0 on the way. 3 balls, no strikes. Josh Hamilton did it again. 5 for 5 with 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, 18 total bases.
Jeez.
The other hit was a double. So he is putting together 1 for the books. I don't know if he'll get another at bat. They're in the bottom of the 8th. 10-1 Texas over the Orioles. So he's tied the major league record with 4 home runs. How about this? Elvis Andrus was on base for all 4 home runs. They were all 2-run homers. That might be a first. 4 2-run homers with the same guy on base. Hamilton, the first 4-homer game by a big leaguer since Carlos Delgado in 2003. Remember Sean Green, maybe a year before that, hit 4 homers, had 6 hits in a game with the Dodgers. As DeJesus takes off, they will get him 1-3-6. 1-0 Atlanta at the end of 5.
David Ross hit his first major league home run off of Mark Grace back in September of 2002 as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I was there. It was a long home run into the restaurant in deep left field. Xfinity Home offers state-of-the-art features that help you stay connected to your home and family anytime, anywhere.
Earlier in that game, he doubled off Eddie Oropesa for his first major league hit. The interesting thing about David Ross, it was a 1-1 to Freeman. Oh, he caught it right into the palm of Dempster's glove. Self-defense. Whew, that is heart is racing right now, as Freeman has lined out hard up the middle now 3 different times in the series. Little smile there from Dempster.
Wow. Gotta charge this ball, Ryan. Oh. Boy, that ball was headed for his right arm, maybe his right elbow, just able to get the glove up in time. Whew. Take a deep breath.
So David Ross, Bob, has been a career backup catcher. He is on his 3rd 2-year contract. You don't see that often.
No.
A backup player getting multiple year deals, let alone 3 of them in a row. One by Cincinnati and back-to-back 2-year deals with the Braves.
He's always been a strong defensive catcher. Handles the pitching staff very well. Good teammate, and he's a guy that'll lean into one from time to time. Just ask Mark Grace, or you could ask Carlos Marmol. Maybe Ross is 3. I think it was 3 for 3. Let me look it up.
3 for 3 with 2 homers.
2 homers against Carlos Marmol.
3-1 from Dempster. That missed, ball 4. That's his first walk of the night. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. You look at that line and you say, how much are the Cubs leading by? Well, they're down 1-0. Two. Ugla leads all second basemen since 2006 with 194 home runs. Outside, Ugla singled on a ground ball actually between Ian Stewart and Starlin Castro, which looks like it would be impossible to do. But you said he hits the ball really, really hard.
Yeah, he does. When he gets a pitch from the middle of the plate in and gets that bat head out in front of home plate, just hope he doesn't hit it right at you.
But again, I just love the shifting. I mean, this particular shift, it looks like Cardenas should be over there on the left side, but for whatever reason with the charts they keep him on the other side of second base. And you do have a runner at first, but even if you had him over on the shortstop side, he still could be close to the bag. Every guy's just a little different.
Series in Milwaukee this weekend will be really interesting as you get a look at hits by direction for Dan Ugla, which speaks to the pull shift on the left side, and Cardenas playing just a little bit up the middle. Brewers love to overshift as well, so that'll be an interesting series with some defensive alignments.
Shift into overdrive, yeah. Well, it's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. Keep an eye on McCann here. And a payoff pitch. He is not running, and that's cued foul.
Tickets are available now for the 2012 Cubs season, including the next homestand against the Phillies and the White Sox, starting next Wednesday, May 16th, right here at Wrigley Field. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office.
Foul tip. He's gone. That's a 6th strikeout for Dempster.
Number 34 in the season for Dan Ugla. He's just not going to cut down with 2 strikes. He's still looking to jerk, pull something in the air toward left field. Time swings right underneath the off-speed pitch.
Chipper Jones will have played for 2 big league managers, Bobby Cox and Freddie Gonzalez. That's it. believe, considering this is his 19th year. And he picked the most stable organization in baseball during his career as he rolls to Cardenas. Easy play. That's the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 1-0 for the visitors.
Tonight we want to recognize Jack Phelan Chevrolet for their support of Lions McCook Little League. Jack Phelan Chevrolet and your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers are supporting leagues and young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball Program. From the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball.
Not much happening on the bases tonight. Cubs have one hit, taking a few walks against rookie righty Randall Delgado, but he has kept them off the board through 5 innings. Tony Campana will play leadoff man here in front of Castro and LaHare. Ball 1.
Tell you, Lynn, as fast as Tony is, it's going to be really hard to get a bunt down for a base hit with the Braves playing as close to home plate as they are. So with that in mind, Tony tried that maneuver where he walks up on the pitch, looks like he's going to try to bunt, and then tries to slap it past specifically Chipper Jones at third base.
Say hi to all the fellas watching us on WGN here in Chicago, Lincoln Square at Bad Dog Tavern. Bad Dog. Base hit left field. Big turn by Campana, and he has a single. Leadoff man on now for the 3rd time for the Cubs.
Swing on a fastball up and out over the plate. That's a pitch he's looking for. With Chipper Jones drawn in as close to home plate as he was, Tony wants something hard out over the plate that he can drive that direction. Got the pitch he was looking for that time and shot it down toward that left field corner.
Castro hits a fly ball to right as Campana will tag and fake towards second.
We talked about it in the ball game last night, Len. That's a part of his game that Starlin Castro needs to work on. He needs to be a little more patient, understand the game situation. You got one of the fastest base runners in all of baseball on at first base in a one-run ball game. Take a couple pitches, give him a chance to steal, then you're in an RBI situation. It looked like he was had his hand off the bat at one point while he was standing in the batter's box. Didn't even really look like he was ready to swing at that first pitch, but put it in play anyway. We showed you the Ian Stewart second part of the back-to-back. This was the first part. Brian LaHair reaching out and hooking a ball back to right field with authority.
A year ago, he was toiling at AAA Iowa and on his way to being the MVP of the Pacific Coast League, putting up Major League All-Star caliber numbers this year.
You know, Len, we talked early in the ballgame about developing a scouting report on the fly against Delgado. Well, one thing we know now as well is he's very quick to home plate.
One and two.
Obviously, that's going to make it tougher for Tony Campana to steal a base, but it also may force Delgado to make a mistake to the hitter at the plate, which is what we're hoping for right now.
A spot for Campana. They could pitch out. They don't. A ground ball to Ugla. He gets LaHair. Tying run now at second. 2 outs. Roger McDowell will head out to the mound before Alfonso Soriano takes his at bat. While we have a second more on Josh Hamilton's 4-homer night in Baltimore. It's the 16th 4-homer game in Major League history. By comparison, Bob, there have been 21 perfect games. He's got 18 total bases tonight. That's the American League single game record. The Major League record was Sean Green, 19 total bags in 2002, and he went 6 for 6. And remember when he and the Rangers were kind of talking about a contract extension and kind of pushed it to the side? Pretty smart move on his part at this point. Outside, ball one.
It looked like a cross-up. Brian McCann really had to reach out and stab that pitch at the very end.
How do you have a cross-up after
I don't know.
To the mound?
It's hard to figure. He looked out to the mound and gave Delgado the sign, hey, stay with me. I'm going to go through a sequence of signs.
Delgado has struggled this year. He's actually lost 3 consecutive starts, but his last time out, just 2 runs in a career best 8 innings. And he has a lead here tonight in the bottom of the 6th. Mention all these young pitchers the Braves have. Well, Tim Hudson is not young, but he's going to pitch tomorrow against lefty Paul Maholm to wrap up the series. And foul.
Saw McCann wants that ball up, probably a fastball. Pulls it over toward the left-handed batter's box. That's usually the only location you throw a fastball to Soriano, especially in a 2-strike count. Up above the top of the strike zone to try to get him to chase.
Two on Soriano. Cubs had just 2 hits tonight. DeJesus with a double in the 3rd, and Campana led off this inning with a single. He's now at second. Taking his time in this big spot. There it is, low, 3-2.
I don't think there's any way he's going to throw him another fastball here. He's got to go to that straight changeup. That's been his out pitch all day long. He's had Soriano way out in front of that pitch.
Right field, fair. We are tied. He went with a heat. Soriano now digging for second, and he's in. Might be an error out there, allowing him to get that extra bag. 1-1.
And not only did he throw him a fastball, he threw it right in the middle of the plate. This will be our Nissan drive of the game. Delgado just rears back and tries to throw one past a good fastball hitter. Soriano, as he has done a lot in the early going this season, drives it to the opposite field. And this ball game is tied up. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all.
It is a double for Soriano. We're tied at 1. Delgado is done. Like Eric O'Flaherty coming in. 1-1 in the 6th. Last night, and off to a slow start. He has allowed 8 earned runs so far this season in 12 appearances. Last year in 78 games, he allowed 8 earned runs. Now, he had the lowest ERA in the major leagues among relievers at 0.98. It was not only the best in the big leagues last year, it was the lowest ever for a pitcher with at least 75 appearances in a season. That's got to be kind of depressing to know you've already given up as many earned runs here on May 8th as you did all of last year.
Throw shutout baseball for the next 5 months.
2-0 on Stewart.
These two hooked up in the ball game last night. Flaherty came in and got Stewart to strike out to end the 7th inning.
One of our favorite towns to say, Walla Walla, Washington. And a ground ball to Dan Ugla. This will end the inning. Cubs tie it up. 2 out. RBI double by Soriano. It's 1-1.
We are young by fun. That's our Bud Fan Cam, brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds.
A good night for Soriano both ways. He has tied the game with his bat and has played very good defense in left as well. So Dempster continues on in the 7th. Jason Hayward tripled to lead off the 5th and scored on the Pasternicki sac fly. He has scored both of the Braves' runs in this series. And a 1-1 pitch outside. 2-1. Sean Camp up in the Cubs bullpen.
Once again, an awfully late timeout there. We've seen a lot of that this year. Players were instructed in the past that once that pitcher starts his motion on the mound, it's too late to grant timeout. That time, Dempster was well into his windup when Hayward requested and was granted timeout.
Three-two delivery. He struck him out.
That's such a good pitch for a left-handed hitter who likes that ball down and in. Get just enough downward movement on that slider. He swings right over the top of it. That ball started in Jason Hayward's happy zone and then just disappeared.
Eric Hinsky has come out into the on-deck circle in the pitcher's spot. Stewart, 2 down. It will not be Eric Hinsky. It'll be former Red Juan Francisco. Francisco. That's fun to say. Get that in. So the next Braves pitcher will be Chris Medlin.
Juan Francisco 1 for 10 as a pinch hitter this year. The one hit off the bench was a homer.
Braves got him from the Reds for right-hander J.J. Hoover on April 1st. He's in a pretty good spot here. He'll get some starts because Chipper Jones' left knee will occasionally keep him out of their lineup. Two and 0 the count with Bourne on deck. CM Punk is on deck in the Cubs TV booth, getting ready for the stretch. 2-1. Popped him up. Castro calling off the outfielders. Stretch time and a 1-1 tie.
Guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, WWE champion and Chicago native CM Punk.
Medlin is on for the Braves. Giovanni Soto leading off. And the man with the belt is in the booth.
I am in the booth.
CM Punk.
I've waited my entire life for you to say that to me. I'm in the booth.
Well, welcome.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is wild for me.
Great job with the stretch. Almost hit Soto.
I do okay on that?
Oh, man.
Yeah, a lot of energy.
It's a high pressure situation for me today, you know, throwing a pitch and singing the stretch. Man.
So you gotta show our fans the
I got a little piece of hardware here. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll show you after this pitch. 2-1. How much does that weigh? It's heavy.
Yeah, you grabbed onto it. I mean,
yeah.
it's 20, 25 pounds. Did you get a shot of that?
Yeah, look at that.
There you go.
Wow. That's very impressive.
Now we're just working on the Cubs becoming champions.
Oh. There you go. Bouncer to Chipper Jones. And he gets the out. All right, who'd you beat to get the belt?
I defeated a man by the name of Alberto Del Rio.
Alberto Del Rio, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, back in November. I've been champ for quite a while. I'm on a little bit of a hot streak here, like LaHair.
See, I know these guys. I know you. See, I know Alberto Del Rio. He comes out and right?
He's got a chauffeur and all
That's
that.
That's right. Drives all the fancy cars.
Yeah, he's a lot like you. I'm sure you got a driver.
Right.
So who's after you now? Who's your main competition?
Right now, my main competition is a man by the name of Daniel Bryan, who I've actually been friends with for about 10 to 12 years. He started the same way I did. Kind of the way baseball players start. Minor leagues, they work their way up to Major League Baseball, and me and him started on the independents, and we are now at the top of the WWE. So, man, I'm so excited to be here. It's ridiculous. I'm just going to keep saying it.
I'm sure Daniel's a really nice man, but he's going to have to go down.
No, absolutely. No, I'm kicking him straight in the face. Make short work of him.
Talked about your signature moves. The GTS we like to employ after a night game before a day game to go to sleep. Got to do that early because you got to sleep fast and get up tomorrow morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the GTS. I pick a guy up in a fireman's carry on my shoulders. I throw him over my head, and on the way down, I knee him in the face. It's a magical move. Puts him right out. Puts him to sleep.
I prefer to read a book myself, but that would be caught by Jason Hayward.
Now, some warm milk, maybe.
Do you name your own moves, or do you have people who help you name them after they watch
I'm
the
a fairly creative guy. Come up with some stuff.
Do you do it first, then name it, or do you conceptualize it, name it, then do it?
I think it's easier to come up with a bunch of cool names for stuff. You know, like I have a move called the Whirling Toiletser that I actually don't have a move. It's just a cool name. I don't know what it is yet, but when I figure it out, it already has a cool name.
I like it. Here's Reed Johnson, who of all the Cubs, I think he could hang with you in terms of your training. He's probably the only guy. Oh, Ryan Dempster might be able to as well.
We're going to find out tomorrow night. No, good stop.
Chipper Jones will throw out Reed Johnson. CM Punk, we'll be rooting for you, man. Thanks
I appreciate it. It's a pleasure being in the booth with you, gentlemen. Thank you.
You got it. limited time, get exceptional lease deals on a new 2012 BMW 3 Series. Visit ChicagolandBMW.com for more information. It's to Chicago native CM Punk. That was fun. Good guy. We'll be rooting for him.
I'll tell you, that belt is something else. I've never seen one up close and personal. That's
neither have I.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Told him all I got was this lousy World Series ring. Kerry Wood on to face the top of the Braves order here in the 8th inning.
Well, Ryan Dempster gets another no decision. Base hit, Michael Bourne. Kind of running out of things to say about it. His ERA went up, but it only went up to 1.02. Dempster, going into this start, had done something no other Cub pitcher had ever done, according to Elias, going back to when earned runs were originally tracked in 1912 by the National League. A sub-1 ERA through 4 starts to begin a year without a win. Well, make it 5 with an ERA just over 1. And Wood will probably be doing that a lot in this at bat, throwing over to keep Bourne right where he is. One and nothing on Prado.
Prado does have one sacrifice bunt already this season.
Bob, I think you hit it on the head earlier. You know, of all the things we've said about Ryan Dempster and the way he's pitched early on, I think his command has been the most impressive. 35 1/3 innings now, and he's only walked 10 guys. And you know, he will walk guys,
yeah.
But this year he's hit his spots all year.
I mean, just look at his last 2 starts. 8 innings against the Reds, he walked 1. 7 innings tonight against the Braves, he walked 1.
Outside, 2-0. Well, this is a spot. If Prado's trying to give the Cubs an out, hopefully they'll take it. Don't want to walk him.
Well, and in these situations, when that hitter falls behind, or rather when the pitcher falls behind a count like Kerry Wood has 2-0, don't be surprised if Freddie Gonzalez decides to switch it up, play a little hit and run, or maybe let Bourne try to straight steal the base. Good hitters count. Woody's got to throw a strike.
Foul ball. 2-1.
I know a lot of managers like. I used to love to do it when I was managing. You have a guy on first base in a close game, show bunt on the first couple pitches, and when that pitcher misses the zone twice, play hit and run. You've got the infield defense all broken up. Guys are moving around. 2-0 count. That pitcher's almost forced to throw you a strike. You know it's going to be a hittable pitch. That's a very safe time to play hit and run.
Three and one. Bourne with a very short lead. He knew Kerry Wood was going to check on him. And ball 4. Two on, nobody out. And it's Freddie Freeman. Freeman has had as an impressive an 0 for 3 as you can have. I mean, he did strike out in his first at bat, but he has lined out hard his last 2 times up. Once to the shortstop Castro, the other time to Ryan Dempster.
May have gotten the benefit of the doubt that time. Went to the 4-seamer. He's been throwing a lot of cutters. That may have been a cutter too, but just dipped below the strike zone there. But it's a generous call from Dan Bellino.
On the ground. Cardenas with the flip to Castro. Save. Just couldn't turn it. So first and third with 1 out.
Well, that's one of those tough ones for a second baseman. If Cardenas turns and throws overhand to Starlin Castro at second, they probably don't have enough time to turn it. But that long underhanded shovel to second base couldn't get much on it. They are able to get the lead runner at second base. However, Freeman legs it out for a fielder's choice, putting Braves on the corners. That's a tough decision for a second baseman, how to go about getting that ball to second base.
The key guy in this inning, Brian McCann. Ugla on deck. But the go-ahead runs at third with less than 2 outs. It's high, 2-0. Recently on the disabled list with shoulder fatigue. This is his second outing since. 4 days ago gave up 2 runs in an inning against the Dodgers, and the bases are loaded. Cubs bullpen is quiet as Dan Ugla digs in.
The bullpen's going to be quiet for about another 15 seconds as Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, on the phone down to Lester Strode. We're going to get some activity in a hurry.
Sean Camp. Hard throwing lefty Johnny Venters. And Chris Bosio will head out to the mound. It's pretty obvious, Bob. Sean Camp has a rubber arm. It seems like every night, whether he gets into the game or not, he's getting loose at least once.
At least once, yeah. He's been up once already in this ball game, so I'm sure he's about ready to go right now. Veteran guys that know their own strengths and weaknesses, after they've warmed up once to go into a ball game and have to sit back down, it usually doesn't take them long to get loose that second time, unless you've got some weather issues to deal with.
And then you've got the 8 warm-up tosses on the game mound. 1-1.
I get a little nervous in certain situations, Len. Bach and Bob Davidson out there at second base. I'd like to see Kerry Wood pause just a little more out there on the mound.
And a base hit. They will get a couple and take a 3-1 lead. Dan Uggla with his third hit tonight. So he knocks in Bourne and Freeman.
As a cutter that just didn't get out there far enough. Dan Uggla maybe hit it out toward the end of the bat a little bit, but we've seen his strength in this ball game already tonight. Just muscled that one back up the middle of the field.
Curve for a strike to Chipper Jones. And he pops it up, foul territory, and room for Soto, who makes a catch. Now Hayward with 2 on, 2 down, and 2 in. Woody behind yet again. He's walked 2 in the inning. Cubs now trailing here in the late innings. They're going to get the back end of the Braves bullpen the rest of the way, starting with Johnny Venters. Their closer's Craig Kimbrell, who was a Rookie of the Year last year. That is unbelievable. He picks off Brian McCann with a 3-0 count on Jason Hayward. And the inning is over. 3-1 Atlanta.
Extremely frustrated, unable to consistently throw strikes. Big pickoff, however, to get out of that jam without any further damage.
Veteran Jack Wilson is now in for Pastor Nicky at short. And the new pitcher is Johnny Venters, not Mike Minor. And a strike.
You hear that a lot with Venters on the mound. 10 1/3 innings pitched this year, 20 strikeouts.
Was an all-star last year, made 85 appearances, leading the major leagues. What a 1-2 punch. Venters and Kimbrel.
The average fastball for the Braves lefty sits at 94 miles per hour. The scary thing for opposing hitters in the National League is he's been able to command his slider much better in the early going this year and has used that pitch a lot more.
Right on cue, he wasted one.
Yeah,
but that was a waste pitch.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's a one-trick pony last year, but when he got in trouble, there was no question he was going to go to that fastball in the mid to upper 90s. And this year, as I mentioned before that one to the backstop, much better command of his slider. That's going to make it doubly tough on hitters around the National League.
Another 1-2, and DeJesus got hit right. Dan Bellino said no. I don't know how that ball missed him, to be honest with you. Dale Swain out to argue.
Sometimes down there at field level, you can hear things that you can't see, if that makes any sense. David DeJesus, in an effort to spin out of the way of that pitch up and in.
You know what?
Looked like it got him. I don't know. One more time.
I think the ball hit him after it hit the glove. Oh, no good. I don't think it hit him. But you know what? The umpire's call stands.
Yeah.
He sold it. It was high and tight.
Well, that's better anyway.
Yeah, why not? Get a base hit.
Hitting the road, take the Cubs with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today and see every Cubs out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Cubs.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
I know you've been frustrated with the umpires, but we looked at it how many times and we still couldn't tell.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Bunted by Campana, and Venters will get the out at second. Hard slide by DeJesus. No harm, no foul. The other thing about that hit batter call is you see this nice play by Venters to get the lead runner. Well, those umpires, they don't have a lot of time, do they? They got to make that call split second.
But if you had a fifth umpire sitting in a booth with a bank of monitors, it wouldn't take long.
That's true.
It was a bad bunt, but it almost worked for Tony Campana. Bunted it hard right back to the mound. Very nearly got it underneath the Braves left-hander, but fine play to get the lead runner.
Campana's got to be a little careful here. It is the 8th, not the 9th. The Cubs are down 2, however, and you got a lefty on the mound. Haven't seen Venters move yet in this inning. 1-0 on Castro. He was 0 for 3. Reached down an error in the 4th inning. And now an 8-game hitting streak for Starlin. Campana, I think he missed second base the first time around, and he had to stop. I think he's at third base, but he knew he missed second, and I think he also knew that Bob Davidson saw that he missed second base.
Keep an eye on the bag out there at second. Tony stumbled, went right over it, and you're right. Bob Davidson's standing right there looking at the play. As badly as I'm sure Tony wanted to keep rolling on to third base, he did the right thing.
Brian LaHare with a tying runs on base. Ground ball to Ugla. The out at first. They get it. A double play, 4-6-3 to end the inning. And Castro, a little gimpy. Chicagoland Honda dealer today. Test drive a 2012 Honda Accord. Not a lot of runs, but the Braves lead 3-1 on Dan Ugla's 2-run single in the 8th inning. They've scored just 4 times in this series, trying to even it up and set up a rubber match tomorrow. Here's Sean Camp. An awkward slide into second base by Starlin Castro on that 4-6-3 double play ball as Hayward takes a breaker for a strike. Hey, Cub fans, make sure you check out our WGN Baseball blog on WGNTV.com. It's brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, nationwide agent serving the area for 33 years. Contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. We've got info on Hot Stove Cool Music Chicago, the inaugural event on June 14th. Check it out. Two and two. There's a Braves closer, Craig Kimbrell. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, Soriano, Stewart, and Soto due up. Houston beat Miami tonight 3-2. At Minute Maid Park, Wilton Lopez got the win in relief. Last night, Carlos Zambrano continued his domination of the Astros. Got his first win as a Marlin. Complete game, 3-hit shutout. But tonight, their 7-game winning streak came to an end. Just for a night, you'd wish the Astros would go back to their rainbow uniforms against the Marlins with their new unis. Sea of orange. Castro with the catch. One away. Wild one in Pittsburgh tonight. The Nationals got 2 in the top of the ninth to take a 4-3 lead, and the Pirates won it in the bottom of the ninth with 2 runs. 5-4 the final. Adam LaRoche with the go-ahead homer for the Nationals. Rod Barajas with a game-winning 2-run shot off Henry Rodriguez in the bottom of the ninth. The first pitch he saw. 2-0 Soto out to talk it over with Camp. Mets beat the Phillies again, 7-4. Manny Acosta got the win in relief of Miguel Batista. Chad Qualls took the loss. Big 4-run 7th for the Mets. Swing and a miss. Well, David Wright off to a good start. 2 more hits, hitting .375. Three and one. Lined into left. So Jack Wilson aboard for Eric Hinsky.
Hinsky's definitely a double play candidate. Sean Kemp can leave that sinker down and on the outer half of the plate, try to get Hinsky to roll over a ground ball somewhere. Before delivery to the plate, a snap throw to first to check on Jack Wilson.
Deflected by Camp. Castro nicely done. Glove to glove to LaHare. And then he avoided Hinsky on the way by. How about a 1-6-3 ground out?
To the right side of the infield. We've seen some odd things with these exaggerated shifts, but this might top the cake right here. Deflects it off the glove of the pitcher to the shortstop, who goes glove to the first baseman on the right side of the infield.
Two outs, Wilson at second. David Robertson in his first save opportunity since Mariano Rivera went down. Got the save as he struck out Carlos Pena with the bases loaded. Yankees beat Tampa Bay 5-3 in the Bronx. Yankees had lost 7 in a row to the Rays. Well, and an update from the Peoria Chiefs are in Quad Cities tonight. First baseman Paul Hoylman with a 21-game hitting streak. That's the longest in the minors or the majors so far this season. So he has tied the Peoria Chiefs franchise record. 21 in a row. Swing and a miss to end the inning. Last chance for the Cubs. A trail by 2 in the ninth. Craig Kimbrell 9 out of 10 in save chances. A rookie record 46 saves last year, but To show you how difficult a job it is, his season didn't end the way he wanted. He suffered a blown save on the final fateful day of the season against the Phillies, who scored a run in the ninth to tie it, and then later would win it in extras long after Kimbrel was out of the game. And that loss, coupled with a Cardinals win, clinched the wild card for St. Louis. Tough job. You save 46 games and your season ends like that.
Yeah, that's a big old hang with him right there. 42% of the outs that Craig Kimbrel got last year came via the strikeout. It's a fastball in the mid to upper 90s and a snapdragon curveball in the mid 80s.
Two quick ones, 98 on that fastball to Soriano. Was from Huntsville, Alabama, went to Wallace State Community College in Alabama. I just can't believe he's not from Georgia. The Braves, I think, scout their own state and sign guys, draft guys, sign guys from their own state better than any other team in baseball.
Well, one time they had 4, maybe 5 guys in their starting lineup that were definitely from the state of Georgia, if not from the Atlanta area proper.
Can
Jeff Francoeur was part of that group.
Yeah. Hayward from McDonough, Georgia, near Atlanta. Soriano strikes out.
That's what a 97-mile-an-hour fastball will do for your breaking ball. Batters have to get that bat started a little bit earlier. Bounce that breaking ball in the dirt. Looks like it's going to be a low strike, and by the time that bat gets into the hitting zone, the ball is rolling through the dirt.
'97, strike one. Foul tip, strike two. Could do very little against Randall Delgado tonight. Got one off him at 5 2/3. Cubs continue to get great starting pitching. Ryan Dempster went 7 and allowed 1 run. Every big league manager would take those numbers all year long, every start, from either guy. Two down. Pitchers of record, however, are Medlin and Wood at this point.
Well, right now, Freddie Gonzalez would be a little more anxious to take those numbers from his starter because of the guy on the mound and Johnny Venters and some of the other arms they have down in that Braves bullpen.
Fastball high. White Sox won in 10 innings by 3 at Cleveland tonight. Alex Rios, go ahead RBI triple in the 10th. They got swept in a doubleheader yesterday. This will do it as Soto pops up. Dan Uggla makes a catch, and the Braves have taken game 2. The final score tonight, Atlanta 3.